Thanks, Sabrina. Just days after a suicide bombing killed over 40 Indian security personnel, 9 more people are dead after a gunfight broke out today in the Indian government-administered region of Kashmir. With general elections just around the corner, pressure is mounting for Indian Prime Minister Modi to punish the Kashmiri rebels. Talking Points analyst Tyler Lowell is here to help us understand what the growing conflict might mean for the future of the Southeast Asian region. Tyler, so let's begin by talking about what is the conflict in Kashmir, because it's been around for a really long time.
Yeah, it has. It has been around for a very long time. It's primarily a conflict over land. So if you were to look at a map, I think we're going to see one on the screen in just a moment, you'd see that this region is sort of sandwiched between Pakistan and India. And so this land conflict of who gets control of it goes back way before either of those two countries gained independence from Britain back in 1947. And so, tensions have oscillated and have flared up and calmed down, since then. But we've reached a moment now where things are starting to heat back up again. And with elections around the corner, it's certainly a concern for people on the ground.
So things are heating back up. So why is there all this unrest on that India-administered part? Sure.
So a couple days ago, there was a suicide. Last week, actually, there was a suicide bombing that killed over 40 people, and the credit for that was taken by Pakistani rebel groups. And so the way that it's being spun by the media now is that Pakistan is responsible for the attack, which they've flat out denied, the Pakistani government. On top of that, that Indian-controlled territory, it's primarily Muslim, and they don't want to be controlled by Indian forces. They would rather have independence of their own or join forces with the Pakistani side. And so their inability to live in the way that they want to is causing consternation.
All right, so what steps can be done now to kind of reduce this tension? I mean, we're talking about one of the most militarized zones on the planet.
Well, and that is what is causing some of that consternation that I had just mentioned. Because both of those countries are nuclear powers, this isn't a matter of just going to war to sort of work out how it will end, because that could have catastrophic implications for the rest of the world, right? So. Right now, what India is thinking about, but nothing has been confirmed yet, is sort of cutting off Pakistan from the rest of the world. Diplomatic isolation, right? So it's doing it the right way or the legal way, but the peaceful way without inciting a nuclear war.
Now, looking forward, India has its general elections coming up in a few months. What could this mean for that?
That remains to be seen, So because both of these countries are nuclear powers, and because those elections are right around the corner, there's a really strong and really active public sort of watching of how this situation is going to develop. Prime Minister Modi, with his re-election right around the corner, he can't stand to not act on this issue. And if you were to turn into Indian TV, you'd see that there are debates sort of dominating the airwaves on what India should do with Pakistan moving forward. And so, it's really just keeping an eye on the public reaction and seeing what they demand. But as of my last research on this, some Indians are calling for retribution. So it'll be interesting to see how that's handled.
It's definitely going to be interesting to see. We're looking at one of the biggest conflicts in the world right now.
Certainly.
Tyler, thank you.